Hey VC, YouTube, what's going on? It's the Zonkman coming at you again. Let's see, what are we going to do today? We're going to do a real quick contest entry for Mega Jeff's Rock Hard. It's a channel that is celebrating 1,000 subs. So we're going to do that. And here recently we've got to do a twofer. So I'm going to do a twofer of some music, what's inspired me through the years or whatever. I'll talk about that a little bit more of who inspired me with the music that I'm showing. And then at the end, stick around for a story about Ozzy Osbourne. All right, so let's get started. Mega Jeff Rock Hard Vinyl. If you're not familiar with that channel, you should be. I'm sure you are. He has 1,000 subs. He's doing a contest to celebrate that. And at the time that he started the contest, he was at 1,017. So he took like a little play on that, and the 17th letter of the alphabet is Q. Show us some albums, bands, artists, whatever you want to do to use the Q and throw the Q in there. Me, I've not taken the time to really get creative with it at all. I'm just showing the usual suspects on the cues. So let's get started with that. And yeah, I'm doing this before going to work, so let's hurry up. Make the video shorter for Jeff too, so he's got to watch a bunch of videos. Quarter Flash. 1980 record, Harden My Heart. I'm sure if I watched every single one of Jeff's contest entry videos, I would see this eventually, but maybe the few I watched did not have the Quarter Flash album in there. So I'm sure you're familiar with Harden My Heart. Rest of it's all usual suspects. Queen, Flash Gordon soundtrack. Killer stuff here. Everybody knows Queen. A little Quicksilver Messenger Service. Fave of my uncle's. This was his copy. And I believe this is 69 or 70. I forget exactly when this record came out. But and I believe it is just the self-titled one, Quicksilver Messenger Service. Killer stuff. More usual suspects. Queensryche, Rage for Order. This is actually a killer record from 85? 86. Oh man, I love this stuff, man. I Will Remember. Walking in the Shadows, I Dream in Infrared. Gonna Get Close to You. Yeah, the Zonkman likes a creeper song. Whoa. Alright, Quiet Riot, Mental Health. This, of course, is a staple. Everybody's got this. Quiet Riot with those big hits. Come On, Feel the Noise and everything with that. Not to make it like super short or anything, but that is my contest entry. Of course, I don't edit or get fancy or anything like that. And if I forgot something, whatever you want to do, Jeff, that's fine with me. They're showing some cues, showing some support for Jeff. Awesome channel. He listens to like Christian metal, and then he really dives deep with like when those artists start to have like a solo career or a side project. He gets really into that too. And then of course, like the rest of us, you will see again, it's not just that. You will see him show some other stuff. And then definitely not everything is the Christian metal or Christian rock. It is also that 80s rock and metal and maybe early 90s, some of that stuff. So go check him out. Awesome channel. The cat's right up north in Virginia from the Zonkman, so that's killer. Hopefully, he has made some trips down to Raleigh or whatever in the past. He's shown videos. Hopefully, we'll meet up sometime since we're so close. So that's cool. Congratulations on 1,000 subs. Well deserved, and you will skyrocket farther and farther with that. Now, the other subject I'm just going to try to throw out there real quick and show some records. Because I've talked about, basically, especially in the VC here recently, who's inspired you or who's shown you something that you've went out and gotten into. The VC does that a lot. And then we have the stories that are from our youth or growing up or whatever, of the people who have kind of influenced us with the music that we listen to. So I've talked about, my parents listening to tapes in the truck with my dad, scratching and tearing up some of my mom's records. Of course, my uncle has been a big influence on the music I listen to and stuff like that. I've talked about that. But a person I haven't talked about on my channel before is my sister. I have an older sister. She's 3 years older than I am. So, and she was the oldest. So it was like, look up to Big Sis. So the music was no different. And then this era is, of course, like early 80s. So this is going to be some early 80s, like top 40 and different kind of stuff just from that era. Nothing is like crazy oddball. Like my sister wasn't listening to the British new wave of British heavy metal or anything like that, or any punk in the late 70s and early 80s or anything like that. It's just basically like, pop, top 40 type stuff and stuff she had. One I'm going to show off right off the bat, Alabama mountain music. You're like, dude, you just said something about pop music. Yes, we're in rural North Carolina, so we got to have some country music going on. I remember her having this cassette tape and listening to this. So a little Alabama in the early 80s, didn't matter if it was like 82, 83, 84. If you were going to Winston or Greensboro to see Alabama, it was all but a rock concert, really. So some real cool Alabama. Something else my sister had, and Prince, 1999. She had, I don't believe she had the LP, but she did have some 45s. I remember she had Little Red Corvette and maybe Delirious. And like I would go in her room and like go through her stuff and like get the 45s to play. And then I would get in trouble. Steven, don't go through your sister's things. Those are private. You can't go in her room. And so I was like, I was just borrowing records. I wasn't stealing them and trying to keep them. I was just, borrowing them to play them, and then I was going to give them back. I do remember definitely some Prince also. And this, of course, is a non-gatefold version of 1999. Well loved, and everybody knows the 1999 Little Red Corvette, Delirious, Automatic, and I can't think of any of the others on there. Killer Prince, everybody knows from the early 80s there. This is another cool one. Midnight Star, No Parking on the Dance Floor. And I have not seen this shown in the VC. Granted, I don't even watch the videos that I should watch of the people I'm subscribed to, much less as big and vast as the VC is. But I remember, I'm pretty sure my sister had the cassette on this too. And this is just that dance stuff. And I forget, I want to say 85, but I think it was early, 83. So this is 83, clinging on to maybe the disco. But they had the song Electricity, Freakazoid, and the title track, No Parking on the Dance Floor. This is great stuff. This is great fun stuff from early 80s pop, top 40 type music. Some other stuff, I don't have anything to show, but I'm sure she had some Loverboy. So we were loving every minute of it and working for the weekend, even though I had absolutely no idea what working for the weekend was. Because, if we're talking like 82, then I'm like anywhere from like 9 or 10 years old, maybe a little later on to 11. So there's some Loverboy in there. I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I really can't think of some other stuff. But she did have like the Teen Idol stuff too. So I don't have one to show on that. I'm pretty sure she had Sean Cassidy Do Run Run. So she had that, and then she of course had this staple for Teen Idol in the early 80s, Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog, and this was Jesse's Girl, of course. So this is some more influence from Big Sis. And I'm trying to think of what, I don't really remember. Maybe Love Is Alright Tonight. I don't know. My sister would probably know the deeper cuts on that particular record. So some Rick Springfield. So, and then last we're going to get into that Ozzy Osbourne story, and it kind of folds over with being influenced, music that's influenced me from my sister. And her name is Amy, by the way, and if you are watching, hey, hope you're doing good. Hey, Amy. So Ozzy Osbourne. So I'm going to show this album right here. Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. Now, right off the bat, I probably did not get this album in '83. This released in '83. I probably did not get this on cassette till maybe around '87. So it was more like whatever that would put me. Yeah, what's the math on that? 15 maybe. So I'm in that 14, 15, somewhere in there. But my sister had a school project, I remember vaguely. She was going to see the effects of Ozzy Osbourne music played for a laboratory mouse. And then she was basically going to write down the effects that it had on the mouse. And we would have to ask her exactly what happened, but I think the mouse chewed through the cage and escaped. And I don't even know where she got the Ozzy Osbourne music to play for, playing it over into the night for the mouse or something like that. So I don't even know all the ins and outs. I just know that she did do this project for school of the effects of Ozzy Osbourne music on laboratory mouse. And all I remember, and I don't even know what she did with the report, if she said it died or or if it did escape. But I remember later on, when I was like, hey, you want to get some tapes from Columbia House or something like that. And I was picking out some Metallica and some stuff like that. I was starting to get into a little heavier music later on, like '87. I remember, oh man, I got to get that Ozzy Osbourne Bark at the Moon album. Because, it's great stuff. And it's better than having a cat. So if you got mice in your house, it'll run them off. You don't have to worry about having mice. So that's my little Ozzy Osbourne story. And of course, if you're wondering why this is blue, that's because it's a UK press and not the normal reddish or whatever around the Ozzy Osbourne, the Bark at the Moon. This is also, a lot of people don't like the Jake E. Lee albums of Ozzy. They say they're not very good. Whatever, too overproduced or whatever, this and the Ultimate Sin. But this is probably means something to me because it is kind of my jumping in point. After listening to like a couple of Black Sabbath tunes, then to listen to Ozzy in the '80s type of deal. Bark at the Moon. All right, that's it for today. Again, thank you, Mega Jeff at Mega Jeff's Rock Hard Vinyl. Congratulations on 1,000 subs. Thank you for having this contest. It was fun. And the Zonkman has to roll in a little twofer and then talk about how his older sister influenced him with some music. All right, you guys have a great day. I guess it's time to go to work.